I mean, I went very hot when I was watching. I was like,
yeah, it was a
Elizabeth, you have to come now.
Jessica, welcome to Flip Your Wig. Okay, I've watched episode 1 and Catherine Parr is probably one of the most exciting, smart, sneaky, beautiful, powerful women I've watched for a while, in a while on TV. For you, how excited were you when you started reading the words on the script and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a dream role. Anya's writing is incredible. It just leapt off the page. The world, the secrets, the power grabs, the passion, all of it, and encapsulated in one character. I didn't know much about her when I started reading it, so obviously dug right in when I got the role, and she's amazing. I read her biography, and there's just like a line that I thought was really illuminating about a character. Apparently she was like, she can get quite sweary when she's angry, and I was like, I love how un-Tudor and un-period drama that is. I just love it. I was like, yeah.
Well, Edward, the kid, he's effing and blinding already on episode 1, so
a lot of F-bombs, yeah.
I've seen a lot already in episode 1. I feel like I've seen a bottom, sex scene, a kid swearing, so much, but it's pretty exciting for you. You know, you filmed the whole season. It's going to finally go live in June for us to enjoy. You did it during lockdown. Do you guys have a group chat? Are you all excited about us finally getting to see it?
Yes, we've got a group chat. Alicia, who plays Elizabeth, set that up day 1. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good group chat. Yeah, we're still in touch. It was a really tight-knit group of actors, because a lot of British actors that maybe people haven't heard of, but are just so talented and really massive on the theatre scene in London, and it's just so fun to see them in these really incredibly written roles. So yeah, it was like a total dream.
Jessica, it was really beautiful to look at as well. I mean, I get lost in period stuff because I look at the costume, I look at the surroundings. When you put on some of those gowns and just got into your character, did you just think, oh my God, this is amazing? Or is it a little bit uncomfortable? Like, how do you zone into her?
A little bit uncomfortable.
A lot. Very uncomfortable. It looks so stunning, but whenever people wear these corseted dresses, you all tell me they are so horrible to wear, but they look amazing.
I kind of forgot how stunning it was, because there's, it was our first day filming, and I was just kind of getting to grips with the whole weight of it and everything, just like hoofing myself to set. And I walked past this little girl who's like 9 or 10. She was an extra in it, and she just saw me and she went, oh, like that. And it was just this moment where I kind of forgot the image that everyone had created of Catherine Parr was so stunning, and I was like, okay, I've got to enjoy this. It's not just a really torturous costume. It was exquisite. Mark Harris did such a great job. They're really authentic. He did everything the way it was supposed to be. So, they are how they would have been, and just so much stunning fabric and needlework, and there's meaning in everything. Like the dress kind of looks quite church-like in its structure. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Your character, I feel like I'm already intrigued what's going to come. We love period pieces, Tudors, royals. I think there's an obsession with us, especially in the UK. We're just obsessed. We can't get enough of it. For you, did you have that obsession with history and these women, or were you learning always whilst you were filming this?
I come from a family where, like, my mum and dad would go to a castle on a day out kind of thing, and I'd be that like little girl wandering around, like going rogue, and then finding a room and just kind of like pretending, that's my home. And I've been doing that since before, oh my God. So this was like the dream situation where you kind of get to play dress up and be in that room for real as a grown-up. Yeah, I completely went off on a tangent.
No, I agree. I also think it's really cool though, because when we look at period pieces, especially recently, I think it's really nice that people are exploring powerful women, not just women that are damsels in distress or looking incredible for men, but actually seeing how powerful, how impactful they were during those times. But perhaps for whatever reason, it wasn't highlighted as much.
Yeah, I think history has done Catherine Parr a little bit of a disservice, because there's that rhyme about all of Henry VIII's wives and hers. Whenever I told anyone I was playing Catherine Parr, they would just be like, oh, the one who survived. And I was like, yeah, but it's just all hinges on her relationship with Henry. She's got such a rich past. And the moment that the series opens, he's died. She's released from this marriage to a psychopath, basically, and she's completely in love with someone else, and she's the queen, so potentially she's got all this power, and she could marry the man that she loves. So it's this, she's just, you know, suddenly this, she's a triple threat, because she's got it all going on, the potential for it. And she gives, I wanted to play with like a kind of joyous twinkle in her eye, because for the first time in her life she has agency, and she does wield that.
Your brother might have his pawn in the game, but I have mine.
There's that little unhinged twinkle that you don't know if you love her or hate her. And those characters are exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, because even I, playing her, was like, I don't know if she's a good guy or a bad guy, because I think she definitely cares about Elizabeth. She, historically, in my research, she made sure that Elizabeth was educated. Women didn't have to be educated then, but she made sure she was. So she really does care deeply about Elizabeth, and yet at the same time is trying to manipulate her for her own gain. So you're just like, wait, what side are you on? And that's a very human thing, because I don't think you move through life going, I'm the good guy, like, you know, obviously you want to be, but people act in very underhand ways and sometimes think that they're doing the right thing. Or not, you know, it's exciting if they know they're doing the wrong thing. So there were all these levels to the relationship with Elizabeth that I loved. And then you throw in Thomas, and there's this weird love triangle, which I had no idea about, which historically is accurate as well. And, you know, you've got this innocent being brought into a corrupt world, which Catherine is definitely a part of. And she has a hand in corrupting her.
Yeah,
and yet,
100%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yet she loves her. So she's educating her in a corrupt world, therefore corrupting Elizabeth, and you're just like, oh no.
And also I find it really interesting to see how it's going to play out, because obviously I haven't watched past episode 1, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's interesting and intriguing. Is she in love? Is it lust with Thomas? And how Elizabeth is going to play into this scenario.
Yeah, it has so many layers to it, and I feel like morally it's just so dubious, because Elizabeth is 14, and you know, and Thomas is 34, I think, and you know, obviously through a modern lens that's icky, and it could be icky in the handling of it, but I feel like with Anya's writing, she handles it really well. And in all of Catherine's biographies, ladies in waiting have commented in journals and things about the odd relationship between Thomas and Elizabeth and Catherine, and they would comment like, oh, it's Thomas Seymour came into Elizabeth's bedchamber in the morning and Catherine was there and they were like tickling her, and you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on there. I know, it's weird. It's so weird. In our story, Catherine's completely unaware, but I think historically I feel like she may have known something weird was going on, but was in denial.
Will not be killed. Is it that you're a coward, or is it that you came unarmed to this fight?
It's not the lion who hunts. It is the lioness. Your brother is the king.
Family is no protection.
When I think of period pieces now, I always think politics, power struggles, and sex. And there is sex in this, definitely. Now there is, you know, every time I talk to somebody, people talk to me about intimacy coordinators and the importance. You have a really full-on scene in the first episode. For you as an actress who's had an incredibly successful career and really managed to do some amazing stuff, how important is it having those people now there with you to support you through those moments?
You have to have them there. There's no question. they're kind of this great third party that you can talk through if you're uncomfortable with certain parts of your body that you don't want to show. It's all contractually really tight now. But honestly, like, they're really helpful in the choreography. But in this case, I think, and I think in all cases actually, it depends on your scene partner and how comfortable you are with them. This was a kind of dreamy situation with Tom Cullen. We both saw each other at the read-through and kind of gripped each other with white knuckles going, oh my God, how are we gonna do this? You know, it was like, we both were really nervous. We both were on the same page. We both knew our characters inside out about how we wanted the relationship to be portrayed, and that's a really important part of their relationship. They are in lust with each other as well as in love with each other. So it's really about the relationship and trusting your scene partner and trusting the director and trusting the DOP. And in this case, I just trusted them. But I never knew what that scene was going to look like until I see the final edit, right? So it's always a leap of faith. You'll never, unless you are an exec, I don't think you'd really know what it's going to be until you see it.
Jessica, absolutely lovely to catch up with you. I can't wait to watch the rest of the series. I think the thing is, you don't have social media, do you? So you're not going to get bombarded with everyone.
I don't really know. No, I've stayed away.
So how will you find out what people think? Like, will you go to the group, or do you have a secret account, or does somebody in your family? Like, how do you find out what people think when it's released?
I find out by people coming up to me in the street and talking to me about it. That's how I find out.
But what do you want?
You to return as I once was. That girl is dead.